practice has no place in our culture, it has no place in our religion, it has no place anywhere in Nigeria and generally even on the African continent. So we cannot start to say it is part of human rights and we want it enforced. We cannot afford to even entertain this. It is immoral and a debasement of our cultural, religious, and societal values.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to just add this big point that look,
and the president has adjourned.
This bill should be passed.
Signed the bill.
Any Western nation that so feel that they don't like us passing this bill, that becomes a business. And we don't need even AIDS in Nigeria.
But I also remember that during the public hearing on this bill in the last parliament, some people came up and said it's against our own human rights. And we said to them, what about the human rights of the millions of people who do not want it? It's not about the human rights of one or two people who believe that they must be encouraged.
Of the law, now that it's been signed by the president.
Well, the act is a very short piece of legislation, and it nullifies any sexual union between opposite sexes that may have been contracted outside the country, and probably they want to validate it here. It nullifies it, but it also criminalizes such union that might have been contracted in Nigeria. So it makes it a crime that is punishable by imprisonment up to the 14 years imprisonment. And it also criminalizes any body or persons or organizations that may aid or abet such commission of crime, such union. And that includes any gay association or any clubs, that may be set up for the purpose of propagating such association. So it's a very sweeping law in a way, and it punishes those who are committing those crimes with different ranges of imprisonment, sometimes up to 14 years of imprisonment. But let me add a caveat that sodomy is not a new crime in Nigeria. In the Criminal Code Act, it was section 214, sodomy has already been prohibited, and our criminal code is almost 100 years old. So it has always been there. The only difference in the law is that it has expanded the scope and brought in other persons who may be seen to have abet or aid the commission of or the practices of homosexuality. So sodomy is not a new law in Nigeria. It has always been in existence, and it's covered by section 214 of the Criminal Code. In fact, the same punishment is 14 years imprisonment under that section. It is called offenses against nature or unnatural offenses. And along that category of offenses are also sex or carnal knowledge of animals. If you have any sex, it's also governed under the Criminal Code. It's punishable with a term of imprisonment of 14 years. Or you have carnal knowledge against an imbecile. All those is covered under section 214, 215, 216, 217 of the Criminal Code. So really it's not new.